Stick around to take a look at 3 of the funnest riffs I know and how to play them. What's up guys, and welcome to Overdrive Guitar Channel. Today is Tuesday, my favorite day of the week. So I picked Tuesdays to bring you guys some kind of regular weekly kind of content that you can hopefully look forward to, right? So we're going to start off with some countdowns of like the funnest riffs and stuff like that. So that's what this is going to be. And the aim of these is going to be straight to the point, to get right to it, way less talking, way more rocking, right? I don't know about you, but the whole reason I started playing guitar was to have fun. There's lots of other benefits that came along, but that was the main reason. So this kind of weekly Tuesday series is going to be focused on fun. Might not always be the funnest riffs, but it's going to be about straight to the point, playing and having fun. So because that's the aim of my video, we're going to make sure we get right to the point. But real quick first, there's a few things I want to take care of for the channel. First of all, if you're new to the channel, welcome. But please, if you could, subscribe, give me a thumbs up if you enjoy what I'm doing. That's the best way to support this humble little channel and make sure I can keep bringing you guys some free guitar lessons, right? If you want to make sure you don't miss my content when it comes out, just click that little bell. It'll let you know when I have a new video or when I go live. Another thing to get out of the way, all the gear I'll be using will be listed in the description below. For the most part, it's all going to be Katana 100, Mark II. If there's any pedals, as usual, I'll kind of put them up in the corner of the screen, but it'll all be down in the description. And the last thing to get out of the way before I shut up and teach you some stuff is I'm not going to be teaching anything super hard, but these riffs will go kind of in order of difficulty as the video progresses. Alright, less talking, more fun. Let's get to it. Mississippi Queen, definitely one of the most essential and fun riffs on guitar. There are super fun and great nuggets of playing, a lot you can learn. This song is like a masterclass if you sit down and learn the whole thing, but in the spirit of this video are fun, quick riffs. I'm gonna just show you the main riff. So we're gonna start here with a D power chord, right, based on our A string. And we're going to slide that right up to an E. Now we move to our kind of single note lines, A string, 7th fret. We hit it twice, right? Then open once, then 5th fret, okay? And back to our 7th fret. Right, we're sliding into the beginning of our phrases, and we're using some nice vibrato here on the 5th fret, right? And we're kind of getting that palm muting going, looking for a little bit of that harmonic content, especially when we pluck that open string. You can kind of give it a little bit of an artificial harmonic there. Okay, now we repeat this sliding line. And we come down to our open E string. Okay, pull off on the 3rd fret. And then quick hammer on from open to 2nd fret on our D string. You see I'm hammering on, but it's almost exactly at the same time. And again, I'm kind of putting an artificial harmonic in there, maybe not every time, and maybe not really pushing the harmonic, but I'm kind of mixing it up and really just getting some of that gritty sound, right? So far we have this, right? Okay, and now we just repeat. And we move on to our next set of chords, right? Now we're going to play a single note line on our D string. It's similar, not quite the same, okay? We're going to play our 7th fret on the D string 3 times. And then we're going to play the 5th fret and we're going to give it a good bend, right? And we make this bend super obvious that the last time we do it, when we're coming out of the verse and going into that chorus, okay? So we have, and then right back to our 7th fret. And then we have our same line down here as we did on our other set of chords, our other set of strings, right? But we just moved down a string set. So open A to pull off on the 3rd, and then 2nd fret on the G string. Okay. Okay, now our final kind of set of chords here, right? We're going to start on our A and slide up to the B. Now slide into the 9th fret A string, and we're going to do some note stacking, right, with the D string on the 9th fret. Okay, so we play these 3 stack notes, and then we play the D string 7th fret and put some stank on it, right? Right back to our 9th fret. And then we just give it a kind of muted strum at the end of that single note line. Okay, I'm exaggerating it there, but and then we repeat that sliding line on this set of chords, right? Now we come down to repeating almost exactly our single note line from our 2nd set of chords, but we're going to end it a little different, okay? We're going to start the same on the 7th fret of the D string 3 times. And to that 5th fret, right? And we're really going to put a stanky bend on this one, right? And now we're going to go back to our 7th fret of our A string, but we're also going to strike the open E string. Okay, and that's when we get back to the same riff. That's kind of the intro riff, which also starts off the chorus. Okay. Okay, and then he goes into the rest of the song. But we don't have time for that. Next riff. What a great riff. Stranglehold by Ted Nugent. There's two things, well, there's a lot of things in this world that are facts, but two of them are Ted Nugent is a polarizing figure, and the other one is, despite what you think of Ted Nugent, he can write riffs, right? He is the riff writer. These are the kind of riffs that you really just can't get out of your head. Now, one of the best things about this riff also is that he kind of mixes it up with his picking patterns and his endings and stuff. And of course, we can too. We can do that with any of these, but staying true to kind of the recordings, Ted, or Uncle Ted, also does that. So it makes it kind of a super fun song to play because we can kind of change it up all the time and add our own inflections to it. Okay, we're going to start by hammering on our open A string and our 5th fret of our D string to the open A string and the 7th fret of the D string, okay? Now, when we're doing these palm muting kind of figures in between, this is very much kind of like the last riff we did. We can really kind of mix it up with the pressure that we're giving, the amount of muting, and it's going to give us kind of different sounds, different harmonic content. You know, it's really the stuff that makes these rock riffs, high energy rock riffs, so much fun. Okay, so we have this figure on our open A string and our D string. A little bit of muting, right? Okay, now we come up to this double stop figure up here, okay? We come from our double stop down to the 7th fret of our D string, back to our double stop, and then after that double stop we play another double stop up a whole step. So we hammer on, double stop, okay, now we go back and kind of start over again. Same exact kind of rhythmic pattern as the beginning. Okay. Now you'll notice sometimes when I am kind of switching from the first half to the second half of the phrase, right before I start the hammer-ons again. So I do it the first time. Now when it comes time to hammer on again, a lot of times what I'll do is I won't take my finger off of the G string right away. I'll pull off right before I'm about to hammer on, the note of the D string. This is kind of something you'll hear Ted do sometimes. He mixes it in there, but like I said, he's always changing kind of the kind of rhythmic picking that he's doing. He's adding little inflections like I just showed you in there. Okay, so just doing it normally would sound like this. And now I'm realizing I do that pull-off figure just about every time because I like it so much. So this is how the pull-off figure sounds. Right? And then we have some alternate endings, okay? Instead of this, we can do this. We can do this. There's lots of things we can do, and best of all, we can make up our own endings as long as they make sense harmonically. But keeping this video somewhat short, let's move on. Alright, so this riff is rewarding. We'll put it that way. Right? I mentioned in the beginning of the video that I was going to kind of be moving up in difficulty. This definitely isn't the hardest riff in the world, but especially for me when I was a beginner, trying to get a handle on this was tough. So, you know, it's kind of these wins that are rewarding to us because not only do we kind of get that win, but there is a lot of skill to be picked up here between muting, string skipping, pull-offs, all of that. Such a great riff, one of the funnest riffs, one of those riffs that when I heard it, I knew I had to go learn it immediately. So this is kind of an alternating bass line in a sense, although it's much faster than traditional kind of alternating bass things that you're going to hear. And it's done in the alternating bass note has kind of a different function, but that's neither here nor there for our quick little lesson here. So we're going to start by, I'm going to show you the notes that we're using in between the pedaling of the open E string, okay? So we start with a hammer on from 5 to 7 on the A string. Right? Now we have the 5th fret on the D string. Now the 7th fret on the A string. 5th fret A string. Okay. Back to the 7th fret. Now we go to our 3rd fret and we're going to do a pull off. And back to our 7th fret on our A string. So you can kind of get those notes under your fingers. It might help you to learn this, to get those notes under your fingers first and leave out the alternating bass. So now the next step is to just put that open E string in between all of those notes, right? So we have our hammer on, open E, right? You'll notice that while I'm hitting the E string, my other finger is switching to my next note over here, okay? And this is all done with, once again, varying levels of palm muting, because we're getting kind of those funky open string kind of double stop things in here. It's kind of a common thing between all of these riffs. It's part of the reason I grouped these particular ones together, because I think once you get a handle on one, it'll make it just a little bit that much more easier for you to kind of get the group of them. But let's move on, okay? So adding the bass note in between. Okay, so we're hammering on 5 to 7, bass note, 5th fret D string, bass note, okay, 7th fret A string, bass note, 5th fret A string, bass note, 7th fret A string. And now we do our pull off. We don't hit the open E before our pull off. Back to the 7th fret of our A string, okay? Now pay attention to my right hand pattern, because you can really get tripped up if you don't kind of establish a pattern. You don't have to use my pattern, but since I did the work already, you might want to. Okay, you'll notice I'm letting the open E ring out pretty much constantly, and I have kind of a slight mute at all times on my other two strings that I'm using. Okay, all right guys, I think that about does it for this little installment. I don't think the video came out quite as quick as I wanted it to, but hopefully it's a little more jam-packed with fun and playing and more of that kind of information to keep you guys more interested. If there's anything else I can do to keep you guys coming, if there's any issues you're having with these riffs, any issues you're having with any of your playing, anything you liked that I did, anything you didn't like, let me know. Put it down in the comments. I want to hear from you. I want your feedback so that I can get better. With all that said, please like and subscribe if you haven't and you enjoy what I'm doing. I assume if you're still watching this at this point, you at least are interested. So please like and subscribe to support me. Check out the links down in the description. I have a little Teespring store to help support the channel. Amazon affiliate link if you shop at Amazon at all. Check out all my stuff. Thanks guys. Stay safe and keep rocking.